Hi, my name is Ariana Rasol. I go to Smithfield Summer High School as well as Johnson Community College in Smithfield, North Carolina. So, a little bit about me. I'm from New York originally, and then I moved to North Carolina when I was about 10 years old. I enjoy reading and playing the guitar, as well as Harry Potter and watching football. I'm a New York Giants fan, and then I'm also very passionate about education. So, question number one: what are three essential qualities in a leader, and how do they fit your character? My three qualities that I picked were supportive, rational, and passionate. So, I'm very supportive because I can recognize when an issue arises in a leadership position or within my community that I'm leading. And I can create comfort in whoever's experiencing the issue. I can make sure that there's an achievable and foreseeable solution to their problem, and I can make sure that they feel comfortable in collaborating with me to fix that problem. I also think that I am rational in the way that I can fix issues, considering everybody as well as my own resources and my community's resources to create a solution that benefits everybody. And then I'm very passionate because I tend to pick leadership positions in general that include topics that I'm passionate about. For example, I'm the Educators Rising president. I'm very passionate about education. I always have been. And so being able to lead a community of people who are also passionate about the same thing makes me better as a leader and makes me want to do the best that I can to create a good community and an effective community for these people, because everybody deserves to have a space where they can show their true passions. Question number two: tell us about the accomplishment of which you are most proud of and how you achieved it. So, kind of adding on to Educators Rising, there's a national conference every year, and in 2024, I competed in the job interview competition. I was a finalist and received a third place medal in my competition of job interview. This was a very important achievement to me, and it was a milestone for our chapter as a whole. We had never had a finalist at all, or someone who had placed at all in North Carolina history. Since we are the only chapter in North Carolina, we had never had anybody become a finalist before. And so being able to be that milestone for my chapter, it was extremely important, and being able to kind of represent our school in a way that has never been represented before was very important for me, especially since I put in a lot of practice and a lot of work into perfecting my job interview competition. I did mock interviews with very important people in my school, my program coordinators, some administrative members also showed up to help everybody in Educators Rising prepare for their competitions. And so working with them and getting mock interviews with people who I wasn't always comfortable with, it really helped me prepare. And then also getting people to review my resume and my cover letter before submitting it also helped me collaborate and make sure that my competition flowed well and was very professional and represented me as a person. Question number three: what can and should a teacher do to foster understanding of people who are from different backgrounds and mindsets? Differentiation is something that's very important to me when I'm teaching or planning lessons. I think that just making sure that your activities have a lot of variation in them to be able to fit different learning styles and to be able to include everybody in your class. And in that same realm, representation, making sure that your books and your information can show everybody in your class culturally, or really just in any way to represent them as people, to make sure that they're more connected to the material. And then also, class materials is a big one that I've personally included in a lot of my lessons for my field experiences and various other lessons that I've planned. Just making sure that your materials can include everyone. For example, if you have a student with ADHD, maybe you want to include more brain breaks or fidget toys or something into your lesson to make sure that they're engaged and make sure that everybody in your class is engaged. Question number four: what do you think it means to be professional in the classroom? I've learned a lot about this in my teacher cadet classes. We've done a lot of professionalism units, doing mock parent-teacher conferences, or knowing what it really means to be a mandated reporter, and showing how to truly be a professional in all realms of the education world. To me, I think classroom management is most important. Making sure that you exercise effective classroom management can really turn your classroom into a very efficient learning space where everybody knows the set boundaries and knows the rules and are comfortable with it and recognize you as a respectable teacher and a professional figure. It can really help students focus more on the material and be able to absorb it more. Question 5. Imagine you are retiring after 30 years of teaching. What do you hope your students would say about your legacy? I hope that my students can really understand that I am very passionate about education. I think some of the greatest teachers that I've had, I could just tell while they were teaching that they were very passionate about either the content they were teaching or just teaching in general. I want my students to be able to feel that in me through my lessons, and I want to be able to convey my passion through my lessons. I genuinely enjoy teaching and lesson planning, so making sure that my students feel that connection to my passion is very important to me when I'm teaching. And I also want to help them find their passion and their love for something, either whether it's teaching or learning in general, or really just anything that they can take with them to the next step in their lives. And then my conclusion, what excites you most about becoming a teacher and what makes you a fantastic candidate for this program? So firstly, I'm very excited to become a teacher because I want to make sure that every child I teach has an opportunity and a safe place to learn and grow. They don't always have great home lives, or maybe they don't even feel safe within school, but I just want my classroom to be a place where children can find their style of learning and grow and learn with me as a teacher and with their classmates as students and as children. I just want them to be able to fully get that experience of being a child, learning and interacting with new pieces of information. And then I think that I exhibit very important qualities to the Teaching Fellows program. I am very passionate about education, and I have a desire to expand on my passion. I'm also a very collaborative person. I love to connect with other aspiring educators. I've gone from Oregon to ECU, different teacher conferences and experiences with people in the educational field who are very influential, and I love to connect with others with the same passion as me. And I just wouldn't dream of doing or participating in another field that's not education. So yeah, thank you very much.